Hi guys, going to start in a second, just going to wait for people to connect. I'll give it 30 more seconds and we'll start. Okay guys, I'm going to start now. Then you all enjoy the festive music. So welcome to your Value Christmas webinar. What we're going to go through today, a bit about the specs for festive fare and for Christmas Day, a bit about how to deliver perfect food for our guests. So a bit about the meat, roast potatoes, the veg, and got some discussion a bit about the vegan options. I'm going to talk about the stock taking process over Christmas, a bit about pre-orders and building up your stock ready for Christmas, and a bit about nailing large tables. So guys, obviously the key for Christmas and for Christmas this year is for every year to make it the best we can, make it the biggest Christmas ever. So this means we need to be the best and most productive with great quality food. And obviously the kitchen food is key to Christmas. It's a real family occasion. And a lot of people come out, especially on Christmas Day and for the festive parties. The Christmas turkey is a real key part of this and something we need to nail. I'm just going to run through your festive fare specs. These are very much the same as what you did last year, but I just want to reiterate those for the new to the team or for those that haven't seen these before. You'll be getting all of this presentation and the videos sent to your sites as well, so you can go through it. So first one, guys, tomato soup, 24 in a pouch. So for your festive big parties, get those in the bain-marie or in a pan of boiling water. Really easy to get out and do. This is your vegan option. This will be across every local's brand. Is a maple flavored root vegetable soup served with bread but with no butter, obviously because it's vegan. Prawn cocktail, have this on every festive menu. It's a real classic. So 70 grams of cold water prawns, 35 mils of the cocktail sauce, 15 grams of salad. But it's really key that we put the correct amount of prawns on, so we're not giving out too much or too little. Getting the same amount. For this as well, prawns, really expensive item on your stock, so get out the amount you need. Don't just get out a big bag thinking it's enough or not enough. So have some thought about that. Chicken wings, this comes there's 7 in the bucket, and that comes with the cranberry and orange glaze over the top. So again, really easy one to get out. The key one for your festive parties and for when you do Christmas days is the hand-carved turkey. So that's with the 150 grams of turkey lobe, one of your frozen stuffing balls, 50 grams of cranberry sauce, one of your pigs in blankets, one of your frozen Yorkie puddings, 100 mils of your beef gravy, and your festive veg will be 85 grams of carrots, 60 grams of sprouts, 60 of peas, and 80 of cauliflower cheese. So again, guys, you've got to make sure that you reheat your cauliflower cheese separately, or just all be mixed in with the other veg. Rump steak and peppercorn sauce. This is served with onion rings, 2 onion rings of tomato, chips, peppercorn sauce, and peas. But obviously, the main part of this dish is the steak. So it's really important that we cook it to the customer's request. Make sure that we're seasoning before grilling, and also for me, following your steak guidelines. Are you resting it before you put it onto the plate? So following these guidelines really help you getting a good quality piece of steak out to the customer. Festive burger, again, we did this last year, so really important that we follow the build on this. So it's your normal burger, you've got streaky bacon, you've got your brie cheese in there, it's all mixed in there. So you got cheese sauce, some stuffing and pigs and blankets in there. So this one I think will be popular, especially with the walk-ins. So it's really important that you follow the spec on this one and get the consistency. So your vegan option, this is again for your vegan option across all local pubs and for your Christmas Day as well. This is called a beetroot, sweet potato and butternut squash tart. On acquired, this will be called rainbow vegetable tart. That's served with your veg without the cauliflower cheese, which is the cauliflower. And it's served with a Neapolitan sauce. Again, really important that we follow the spec and deliver this consistently. That pie is done from frozen, but you can do it from defrost as well. Your festive pie is the same as last year. It's the turkey, stuffing and cranberry pie, served with beef gravy, mashed peas as well. So again, really important that you're doing that from defrost, 4 minutes or so in the Merry Chef, but that is depending on the power of your Merry Chef and how old it is. Again, if it'd be the same as your normal pies, just make sure you're doing them from defrost where you can. Veggie option for you is the butternut squash, sweet potato, mature cheddar and cashew nut roast. Please ensure that this is not a vegan dish, this is just a vegetarian dish. That's served the same veg, served with new potatoes, and that is with the nut roast on as well, and served with veg gravy. The classic for Christmas pud. So you get the pack size. You get 10 slices out of the loaf of Christmas pudding. That's 5 portions per tub. So that's a really good steer to have for guys in the kitchen. So it's 5 portions per tub. Really important that you adhere to that and stick to that. Again, served with ice and sugar, custard, and fresh mint. These little touches, like the fresh mint and the ice and sugar, might seem really like little, but they really do make a difference, especially for the Christmas. Black cherry and chocolate fudge sundae is another one of your desserts. So that's 1 piece of fudge cake cut into pieces, and you get 3 scoops of ice cream. 2 chocolate, 1 vanilla, and that's with some black cherry compote. Again, really important that we follow the spec on this one, and it looks like it does in the picture. And you've got the top on with the bit of the black cherry compote, the cream, and the sprig of mint. Vanilla cheesecake is your other dessert. So that's your cheesecake bar. That's a gluten-free cheesecake bar, and a 30 grams of a chocolate orange flavored sauce. That is again served with ice cream, icing sugar, and mint. And your vegan option, again, this will be across the board. Chocolate torte with Kirsch cherries. That's served with vegan ice cream, icing sugar, and fresh mint. I'm going to run through your Christmas Day specs. Some of them are sort of the same as the festive fare, especially the vegan dishes, but I'll run through these before we go on to the other part of nailing the soup. Obviously, that's as a veggie option and a vegan option on Christmas Day. The only difference for a vegan rather is that you would take away the butter pad. So really important that of the vegan, they wouldn't get the butter on with the soup. Oven roasted mushroom. This is with blue Stilton crumbled over the top, 1 peppercorn sauce, 110 grams of mushrooms, and 1 of your garlic slices. Again, really important that you follow the layering on this. And the the parsley on top really does elevate the dish after you crumble the Stilton cheese over it. Next one, really easy one. You can pre-stage this in the pre-plate this in the fridge on your Christmas Day. So if you've got 20 people having pate, you could pre-stage a lot of this, just putting on the toast at the last minute. So it's 1 of your chicken and herb pates, 35 grams of red onion chutney, and 1 of your toasted white bloomer slices, and 1 of your leaf garnishes. So it's really important. Speed of service, guys, make it easy for the guys in the kitchen. You can pre-stage most of that, have it ready in the kitchen. In the fridge, in the kitchen, sorry. Same goes with the smoked salmon and prawns. So it's 30 grams of the prawns and 40 grams of the smoked salmon. Again, these are the key parts of the dishes, so it's really important that we get the right amount on each dish for this. So I would really, if you've got 15 or 20 on Christmas Day, you know what they pre-ordered, get these ready in the kitchen. Speed of service, and you're just basically putting the bread in the last minute. Really helps speed up the service on Christmas Day. So the main one on Christmas Day is the traditional turkey and ham. That's 150 grams of the turkey, 80 grams of the sliced ham, 1 of the stuffing balls, 50 grams of cranberry sauce, 1 of the gluten-free pigs and blankets, 1 of your frozen Yorkshire puddings, beef gravy, 200 grams of roast potatoes, and your Christmas Day veg. So your Christmas Day veg is 85 of carrots, 85 of sprouts, 85 of peas, and 100 grams of cauliflower cheese. So that's the basis of, along all the main dishes on Christmas Day will have the same veg. Apart from this one, obviously with the vegan option. So this is the same as your festive fare. So the only difference is that you can obviously no cauliflower cheese, but again, still with the carrots, peas, and peas, and sprouts, and roast potatoes. So it's really important that you also, for the vegans, the roast potatoes, they go in the Merry Chef. They're not going in the fryer or any animal fats. So you can put them straight in the Merry Chef. Take about 7 minutes from defrost. So really important that you're doing that in the Merry Chef. Your other main course of the meat would be cranberry and orange glazed pork belly. Again, veg, potatoes. It's the same. Yorkshire puddings. It comes with a pork belly, and you put a glaze on top, which is cranberry and orange glaze. That's already a pre-made product, so nice and easy for that one. Beef bourguignon. Again, there's a pouch beef bourguignon. Put just make sure you reach the core temperature. Again, same veg and same accompaniments in terms of potatoes and Yorkshire pudding. Your veggie option, so not your vegan option. So this is very similar to the one you did for your festive fare. The only difference is that you're adding the brie to the top of the nut roast and some caramelized red onion chutney. So again, making sure you are adding that onto the top of that nut roast. But dessert-wise for Christmas Day, you have your Christmas pudding. That is served for Christmas Day with brandy sauce, but if the customer requests custard or ice cream, you can serve a custard ice cream. Again, five portions out of a tub, so you get 10 slices, but really important that you follow that guideline. Apple and black cherry crumble. Again, this is a pre-made from a K&M product. Comes with toffee sauce and black cherry compote and served with custard. Your vanilla cheesecake, similar to the one that you did on the festive fare. So again, just making sure that it's plated up correctly. You've got your icing sugar on, you've got your sprig mint and the chocolate sauce, chocolate orange flavour sauce over the top. Again, once the main meals are done on Christmas Day, you can pre-stage this and have these all ready onto plates if you've got the space in your fridges. And also cheese and biscuits is a further option on Christmas Day. So your three cheeses are Blue Stilton, Crocs and Manor Brie, and white mature cheddar. And obviously the selection of biscuits, some grapes, chutney, and a butter portion. Vegan option is the same as your festive fare. So that's the chocolate and cherry torte served with vegan ice cream. Again, same as before, but make sure you are putting the mint, the sugar on. It's Christmas Day. And your chocolate fudge cake and black cherry sundae, again, same one as you did on the festive fare, but this is one that you need to deliver for Christmas Day as well. So just going to go through, obviously went through the specs for festive fare and for Christmas Day. There's a lot of common things on each dish. Obviously the main one for me would be Christmas turkey. So the main dish for Christmas Day and for a festive fare meal. Come in two sizes again this year. One will be 1.75 kilograms and one will be 3.5 kilograms. So for the smaller sites, I'd be ordering the 1.75, or if you know you've got, it's the start of the festive period, I'd order the small one so you're not having that high amount of wastage. For example, for festive parties or days you know you've got big bookings, or on Christmas Day, by all means order the 3.5 kilograms. But I'd also just make sure you're not ordering too much. Just nail that. Your festive fare starts on the 13th of November, so depending on your bookings, it'd be best to start off with a smaller version. Always defrost in the fridge and ensure it's day dotted, obviously, and slice a joint from cold on the yellow board using a sharp yellow handled knife. Really important that you get the right amount of portions out of this and the amount that you yield. So follow the guides in the spec book when you get them, but the yield is 90% on this, so should be really getting out a lot of decent portions out of this. So regenerating the turkey, so heating up for when we need it for the customers. This is again really key. So turkey is one of the main parts of a meal. One of the biggest complaints we get about turkey is that it's dried out. bit tough, bit leathery. So how do we combat that? Well, when we are heating it up or regenerating it, we need to make sure we are covering it with a thin layer of gravy. What I would do for the bigger parties, and if you've got ovens or what equipment you do have, put it in a gastro tray or on a tray, layer the turkey in there, cover with a thin layer of gravy, cover with cling film and foil, then put through the oven. Again, if you don't have those facilities, you can do the same, but on a Merry Chef. Make sure it's got a thin layer of gravy, it's covered with foil, and put in the Merry Chef. For the real small parties, or you've got a table of two coming in on a Monday lunchtime, they want turkey, you can put it in a microwave deli pot. Again, but the main part is that it's covered with gravy, and also it's got a layer of cling film on top as well, so it really keeps the moisture in and doesn't dry out the turkey. So roast potatoes, guys, for those that are using the fried ones that put in the fryer, please ensure that you're doing them correctly. So you're draining them off, and they are well drained before putting it onto the plate, and they're not overcooked or left in the fryer too long. For those that are using the frozen ones, you need to make sure that you are putting it into the tray of hot oil. Make sure it's getting covered all the way over, then put into the oven. Really important that we nail this. Again, for those people that are vegan, you've got the vegan roast potatoes that all you need to do is put into the Merry Chef so they don't go into the fryer. So vegetables, our biggest complaint last year was about vegetables on Christmas dinners. Sort of ones we get is overcooked, so you get the sort of the yellow sprouts that are all mushy, or we go the other way that they just come out rock hard. So it's really, really important that we nail the veg. So veg growing on the ground needs to be cooked in cold water to start with. Veg overground straight into boiling water. But the most important thing I can say, if you are pre-cooking your veg, is to make sure you refresh it into ice water as soon as you cook, so that will lock in all the color and all the flavor, and it will also keep that nice crunch to it. So after you do that, also it's real key to any dish, but this goes throughout the year as well. Any pie we're selling, any Sunday roast, really important that the veg is key. But you can pre-portion your veg, so if you've got a small party, into deli pots with the amount you need. But also on the bigger parties, especially for Christmas Day, what I used to do is, if I knew I had 4 tables of 10, I'd put a bowl of carrots, a bowl of sprouts, cling film, and put on the amount it was for. So on a party of Smith at 1 o'clock for 8 people, and put that straight into the microwave for 2 minutes. One, it helps the kitchen getting out the food quicker, and also makes it easier for the servers, but also for the customers. They've got that sort of family feel around the table. So I would really emphasize that for your big parties is, can you pre-stage the veg into family served dishes, cover and label, and just make your life a lot easier in the kitchen. So doing kitchen veg served steaming hot. So there's nothing worse than getting a nice plate of food and you go into the carrots or the sprouts and they're really cold. So make sure when they are heated that we are getting that core temperature back up. And it should also be the last thing you put on after then the gravy. So it should be put on the veg of the plate on first. It should be plating up, veg, gravy, then go. Yorkshire puddings, you're using the frozen version. So again, into the oven for 3 minutes, or onto the Merry Chef. But please make sure you aren't leaving them too long so they don't go and rock hard and they're getting the burnt edges. Cooking for stuffing and pigs and blankets, follow your brand spec. But for the big parties, guys, I'd be doing these in advance and doing this and pre-cooking them. Day dotting and knowing how many you've got. So if you know you've got a festive party of 40, cooking the amount, or maybe a couple of spares, just in case something happens. But it's all being prepared for Christmas and Christmas parties and Christmas Day. Having that, do you know when they're coming in and how to make your life easier in the kitchen and for the front of house team as well, delivering it. Gravy. So this is one that's always a bit of a bugbear. So obviously you need to follow your brand spec for gravy. But I would say for this, cook little and often and make sure it's fresh. So I don't want you having a massive pan of gravy and hot holding it for hours and hours and hours. Should be enough on there to get through that party or that amount of dishes you've got. So you shouldn't be hot holding it for more than 2 hours. And if it falls below 63 degrees, you need to make sure that you're discarding it. It's really important that we are following that one for the gravy. Again, for your turkey and ham on Christmas Day, going back to how we're doing for the festive fare for the turkey, making sure that it's you've got the amount you need and maybe a little bit extra, put it into a tray or even in a tub, so you know that tub or that amount is for that party. Again, reheating it with a warm layer of gravy on the top, covering it, put in the oven or Merry Chef or microwave, whatever equipment you're going to be using. So touched about on the festive fare and on the Christmas Day specs about vegan. This is the same all across local. So this is just a little one-page slide, just in case you need some clarification. So a vegan starter is a maple flavored soup with no butter. Vegan main is the beetroot, sweet potato and butternut squash tart. And the vegan dessert is the chocolate and cherry torte. And the alternative for mince pie for Christmas Day is Prosecco sorbet. So it's really important that we can cater for these vegan customers. Obviously, it's a growing market, as always discussed, but if you're in a group of 10 people, you've got a family and one's a vegan, if we can offer a good option for the vegans, they're more likely to come with us and bring their family members. So it's really important that we do get behind this and do offer these dishes. Guide. So I sent everyone a food order guide on Friday evening, but after I finish all the webinars this week, I'll send out this presentation, the specs again, and the food order guide. But it's all available on the Vault as well. If you just search in Christmas, it will come up with the food order guides and specs. Also going to go through a bit about the Christmas calculator and the Survey Monkey for Christmas Day pre-orders. So for those who have seen this before, I hope you agree it's a really good tool. But for those that haven't used it before, it's really something that I would really recommend and get behind. It just makes your life a lot easier. So it's a Christmas calculator, and we do it for each brand. And what happens is that you type in how many you need. So if you've got a party of 40, you type in you've got 40 soup, tells you how many soups you need out, how many bits of bread, how many bits of butter. Same for turkey, it will break down, I need X amount of turkey out, X amount of potatoes, X amount of sprouts. It's really good for, especially on the busy days and for Christmas days, just making the guys' life in the kitchen easier, and especially for ordering and for defrost. So guys, if you haven't used it before, it's something I would really recommend as a really good tool to use. So food delivery schedule, obviously I will send these slides out, and I think you have these for your area meeting as well, but for those in the kitchen, I would print this out and put it up on the wall in the kitchen or in the office, so you know when your deliveries are coming and when to order for and when to expect it for. So the main changes are no deliveries on Christmas Day, Boxing Day and New Year's Day. So for the Christmas and Boxing Day, you'll have a delivery on the Christmas Eve and the 27th. In a delivery on Boxing Day, you know that isn't going to turn up, it's going to turn up on the 27th. So it's really about organising your deliveries and your ordering, so you've got enough to get you through to the next delivery day. So please print that off and share that amongst your teams as well. Christmas Day, Boxing Day and New Year's Eve pre-orders. Again, this is going to be done through Survey Monkey like last year. So I'll ask you of the amounts you need to order for Christmas Day. You can base this a lot on the sales you did last year, on how many you're expecting. And also, this needs to be submitted by Thursday, the 22nd of November. For those doing the New Year's Eve offer, that'll be Friday, the 7th of December. But guys, do take some time to go through this. So you've got enough food, but two, you're not going to the other extreme and ordering hundreds of boxes of certain sauces that you can't shift. So there'll be more information sent about this Survey Monkey and when you need to, when it's out, but there'll be gentle reminders on the Vault as well. So really important that we do this on time. So what I would be doing, a lot of this menu items are from your previous Christmas. So if you're new to your pub, or if you have been in your pub since last year, have a look around your freezers. What's on your stock sheets? Have you got the same pie? Have you got certain items in stock so you don't have to keep ordering it? Really make sure you check and see what you do have. In terms of crockery, you know what sort of parties you've got and what sort of crockery you have currently. If you know for Christmas Day you're going to be short, try and be sensible and maybe try and build it up over the next couple of periods. Don't just 1 week put in a massive crockery order. That's speaking to your BDM as well. As I said, please look around your freezer and your dry store. There must be residual stock in there that you have got from last Christmas, because a lot of it is on the menu again. And also the one that we always sort of we get stuck on is please order little and often throughout your Christmas period. What we do find is that the first week of the Christmas festive period comes in and people get that panic buy and panic ordering of somebody last year ordered 24 boxes of 4-bird roast, and they've still got 20 boxes in the freezer. It's order little and often. So the knock-on effect of you panic ordering is that if I order 30 boxes of turkey, if I want to have enough for the next 3 weeks, is that it has put a massive demand on the supply chain and everyone else does it. So the week after or 10 days after, we'll be running out and not have enough in the depot. So it's really important that we follow this guideline and do little and often, just build it up slowly. And please look what's in your freezers. So Christmas stock taking. So this was taken into account, and you're trying to help you guys really, so you can deliver the best Christmas experience to your customers. So by being in the kitchen more and being out on the floor and running the businesses more, basically. So these are for the Christmas trading periods of when the stocks must be completed. So week 34, so that's 17th to 23rd of December. That is just a normal stock take on the 17th of December. So for Christmas week, the 28th of December. So you're not doing a stock on Christmas Eve, guys. So you can either do it on the 27th or the Friday the 28th. It's up to you. But please ensure you do it on those days and not on Christmas Eve. The following week, week 36, that's the 31st, the 6th of January. That's the New Year's Eve and New Year's Day stock taking. No stock is required for that week. So please don't do a stock on the 31st, the week commencing the 31st, because there's no need to. Save yourself some time, get ready for New Year's Eve, be in the kitchen or be running your business wherever you are, but it's really key. Don't do a stock that week. And your next stock will be Monday, the 7th of January. So that will be a 2-week stock. So it's really important that we do check that one. So guys, just to clarify, no stock on Christmas Eve, you're doing it on the 27th, 28th of December, and no stock on New Year's Eve, you're doing it on the 7th of January, and that will be a 2-week stock. Christmas cook-offs, guys. For those sites that haven't done the menu before, I would urge you to do a Christmas cook-off, just go through some dishes if you haven't tried it before, but really important that you do that. There's a guide in your Christmas handbook, which you would have got, the GMs would have got at a Christmas roadshow. So please follow that. And just finally, before I go, just to really recap some of the points that we've got for Christmas. Really important that you are prepared. So following the specs, looking at the specs, judging when your big tables are going to come in and when your big parties are. Can we pre-portion the turkey? Are we reheating it correctly with a thin layer of gravy, making sure it's covered up? Are we pre-cooking our veg correctly? Are they still got a nice color to it? Can we get family served dishes on there? Can we have that pre-portioned into the fridges ready with the names of the parties on? Bowl in the bag, are they ready, defrosted? But also remember the stock taking process as well. Can we make sure we're not panic ordering on the first week of Christmas and have, come January the 1st, we've got 30 odd turkeys in the freezer, but also making sure we are following these guidelines. I will send these specs out, guys, and also the Christmas calculator. For those that haven't used it before, please ensure you do. It'll be really good and really useful. I will send out, like I said, this video as well for those that have missed it. If you've got any questions, can you please just comment in the Facebook section, and I'll answer them when I finish the session. But I just want to thank you for your time, guys, and have a really good Christmas. If you're not sure anything, please ask myself or your food ops coach. But good luck. Thank you.